Scene script. Ever found yourself checking your phone every 5 minutes, hoping for a text from someone who just isn't that into you? Imagine standing in the middle of a desert, eyes to the sky, waiting for rain. That's you, hoping your phone lights up with a message. It's a bit like baking a cake and constantly opening the oven to check if it's done. It just doesn't help. If that sounds painfully familiar, you might just be a bit love addicted. But don't worry, you're not alone. Picture this. Me, 3 tubs of ice cream deep, stalking my ex's new partner on social media. There I was, sprawled across the sofa, a scene straight out of a tragicomedy. The glow of my phone casting shadows as I scrolled endlessly, each click a silent admission of my obsession. It was ludicrous, really, the lengths I'd go to keep the illusion of connection alive. Hours wasted, emotions frayed. This was no romantic pursuit, it was an addiction. That was my rock bottom, my wake-up call moment. So how do you know if you're love addicted or just really into romantic comedies? Well, let's look at the signs. First, there's the constant obsession, like how you can't stop thinking about chocolate eclairs but replace eclairs with your crush. Then there's neglecting personal duties. Imagine you're so caught up in binge watching a show that you forget to eat or sleep, only the show is actually a person. And of course, emotional dependency, feeling like a phone with 2% battery life, desperately needing a charge. And if you ticked all those boxes, welcome to the club. Turns out my brain was more hooked on love than a fish on a line. Now let's take a cheeky peek into the science behind this phenomenon. Picture the brain as a bustling cocktail party, where neurotransmitters are the guests mingling and causing all sorts of reactions. At the heart of love addiction are 2 very sociable guests, dopamine and oxytocin. Dopamine, often dubbed the feel-good chemical, is like the life of the party. It spikes up whenever we experience something pleasurable, including those heart-fluttering romantic encounters. It's the brain's way of saying, oh, I like that, let's do it again. Then there's oxytocin, fondly known as the cuddle hormone. It strengthens feelings of attachment and bonding. When you're head over heels, oxytocin is having a ball, ensuring you want to stick around and build a deeper connection. So it's not just drama, it's chemistry. This neurochemical shindig in our brains can make stepping back from addictive love behaviors as tricky as leaving a fabulous party. But understanding this can be the first step towards managing those feelings more effectively. Amidst a sea of used tissues and rom-com reruns, I had my eureka moment. There I was, navigating the tumultuous waves of my own emotions, when it struck me like a lightning bolt out of an overcast sky. It wasn't just about finding someone, it was about finding myself. Each tear-stained pillow and heart-wrenching movie scene was a signpost, pointing me away from the stormy seas towards calmer, clearer waters. That was when I knew something had to give. Scene script. I decided to go cold turkey on dating. Yes, it was as fun as it sounds. Imagine swearing off your favorite chocolate. Tough, right? But just as we occasionally detox from sugar, stepping back from dating can cleanse the emotional palate. It was not about shunning love, but about understanding my needs better without the constant noise of new relationships. This break was a journey of self-discovery filled with awkward family questions and a lot of free evenings. And believe it or not, the sky didn't fall. Turns out talking to a professional about my love woes was better than any dating advice column. You see, diving into therapy was like finally deciding to call in a plumber for that persistently leaky faucet. It's manageable at first, a drip here, a drip there. But over time, the constant dripping can drive anyone mad. So I decided it was time to stop tightening the faucet with my amateur tools and call in the experts. In these sessions, I realized that my love addiction was less about the relationships and more about what I felt they said about me. Each session was a deep dive into the murky waters of my emotions and thoughts, where I learned to swim rather than sink. I discovered tools that weren't just quick fixes but long-term solutions for healthier emotional mechanics. It was about understanding patterns, breaking them down, and systematically reconstructing a healthier approach to relationships. I was fixing more than just my love life, I was fixing me. I started treating myself like someone I loved, which was quite the plot twist. The journey to building self-esteem began with small, meaningful actions. I enrolled in a pottery class, not to become the next big ceramicist, but to mold something beautiful from a simple lump of clay, much like reshaping my self-view. I set personal goals like reading 1 book a week, not just for knowledge, but to prove to myself that I could commit and succeed. And slowly, I started to enjoy my own company. Setting boundaries in relationships is like setting an alarm, necessary, albeit annoying at times. Imagine trying to build a sandcastle with someone who keeps kicking sand into your eyes. It's not only irritating, but downright counterproductive. Saying no might feel like you're turning down a free holiday, but really you're just opting out of a trip to the land of overcommitment and stress. Remember when I agreed to adopt 5 cats with my partner? Let's just say I learned the hard way. Turns out no is a complete sentence. While I was off the dating market, my friendships got an upgrade. In the throes of a love addiction, it's easy to overlook the platonic bonds that form the bedrock of our social lives. As I stepped back from romantic entanglements, I discovered that friendships were not just gap fillers, but genuine sources of joy and support. Whether it was a night out with pals or a deep conversation over coffee, these moments helped heal and redefine my sense of connection. Friends are the family we choose, and I chose wisely. With so much free time, I rediscovered old passions. Did you know I can knit? It all started one quiet evening when the urge to swipe on dating apps was replaced by the soothing click of knitting needles. As the yarn twisted and turned, so did my thoughts, from heartbreak to stitch counts. Who could have guessed that purling and knitting could weave the gaps in my heart? This newfound hobby not only filled my evenings, but also brought a serene rhythm to my life. And knitting isn't just for grannies. Scene script. Single and ready to, well, just single and quite happy, actually. Embracing singlehood isn't about waiting for the next romantic chapter. It's about enjoying the plot twist, where you become your own hero. Imagine no debates over what to watch. Every night is a movie marathon of your choice. And remember the myth that meals for one are sad? Nonsense. Every dinner can be a gourmet feast for one, or just cereal straight out of the box. Who knew being single could be this good? Eventually I stepped back into the dating scene, but this time with new rules. Imagine dating as a game where previously my strategy was all about fast plays and quick scores. Now think of me approaching it more like chess, considering each move with care and strategic foresight. I replaced impulsiveness with mindfulness and desperation with patience. It's about quality over quantity, choosing connections that truly resonate with me. And this time I was playing to win, but at my own pace. So, after gallons of tea and countless self-help books, let's take a brisk stroll down memory lane. From the depths of love addiction to the heights of self-recovery, it's been quite the journey. Self-reflection kicked off the transformation, shedding light on old patterns. Therapy then stepped in, offering tools for healing and growth. And let's not forget the power of setting boundaries, absolute game changers. Each step was crucial, building towards a healthier, happier self. I turned my love life from a tragedy into a self-love triumph. If you've laughed, nodded, or cringed through this video, do consider subscribing. Dive deeper into journeys of personal growth and healthy relationships by hitting like, subscribing, and sharing this video. Hit that like button if you've ever been love-struck, and let's overcome it together. Thanks for sticking with me through my tale of romantic redemption. It's been quite the journey, hasn't it? Keep an eye out for more stories and tips on navigating the tricky waters of modern love. Stay tuned, stay loved, and above all, stay wise about it. Cheerio!